Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Double J here on YouTube. I haven't made a video in a while. Sorry, I'm not a big YouTube video maker. I'm trying to be, but it's not really working out. But I'm gonna try to keep posting more videos. Especially, I know I made a Royal Rumble prediction video back in January, and I haven't had any time to really make any more predictions. But hopefully, I can make a prediction video for SummerSlam because Money in the Bank was just this past Sunday, and I'm probably gonna make a video after this about my reactions of how Money in the Bank went. It was 2 days ago on Sunday. It's Tuesday. Sorry. Monday Night Raw was last night. It was pretty good, so I'll probably talk about that in the next video I'm gonna make. But right now, I'm gonna make a review video again. I made a review video about the Grave Encounters 2, so if you haven't seen it, hopefully you can go on my channel and watch it. I have my Royal Rumble predictions. I know it's been a while. That's in the past. So, but the movie I'm gonna review is a WWE movie, and it is the best pay-per-view matches of 2012. There you see Triple H and Undertaker from WrestleMania 28, End of an Era, Cena vs. Rock, Once in a Lifetime, WrestleMania 28, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Money in the Bank. Here's the back. Talking about Triple H vs. Lesnar at SummerSlam, Sheamus and Big Show at Hell in a Cell, Orton and Ziggler at Night of Champions, Christian Rhodes for the Intercontinental title and No Way Out. I like the cover. It's really cool because it has like 3 of the best matches that happened in 2012. I mean, all of these are good, but to me, these were like 3 of the best. You got End of an Era. That was pretty freaking sick. End of an Era, Hell in a Cell. A lot of people may not agree with me. I think it was just the moment that made it so special, not particularly the match. And I'll talk about that. Then, of course, Rock vs. Cena, Once in a Lifetime. Very good, very good, very good. I know this came out last year. I just been meaning to make a review video about it. I just haven't. And then Bryan vs. Punk, Money in the Bank with AJ Lee as the special referee. Very good. And then here's the cover. You see CM Punk and... Oop, wrong way. Hold up. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank for the title. And here's something though I looked at and like who made this is this. It's Big Show and Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble in the steel cage with Mark Henry too for the World Heavyweight Championship, that triple threat match. Sorry, thought someone was here. And every picture in here, like, hold on, let me show you the opening. You see, look at. See, it says WrestleMania 2012, and you see Undertaker and Shawn in the background. Hold up. Let me take the discs out so you can see why that one picture is kind of to me. I don't know if anyone else who has this DVD or has bought it is also like kind of pondering if they noticed it or not. Hold on. Okay, so you see right here. Right here. Sorry, it's just the camera's reverse. So. Right here, it's Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker after Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, and it says WrestleMania. Right here, you see Christian versus Cody Rhodes, No Way Out. They did compete at No Way Out for the Intercontinental title. Right here, you see Brock Lesnar, Triple H. Oops. Right here, it says SummerSlam because they went at it at SummerSlam. Now, the reason why this picture, and then Money in the Bank, of course. But the reason why this picture bugs me, because it says right here, I'm trying to get it, right there. It says Hell in a Cell. Every other match says which pay-per-view it was. This says Hell in a Cell. This wasn't Hell in a Cell. That was the Royal Rumble, which I don't know who just put that. I don't know. It just kind of bugs me why they did that, Anyway, that's just from the art. And you see here's disc 1. Disc 2 and Disc 3. It's good. It's a good DVD. I really enjoy it. It's really good. Because there were other matches too that I thought should have made it. Like hold on, I thought someone was here. Sorry. Like Brock Lesnar and John Cena at Extreme Rules. I thought that should have made it. That was a very good match. I really enjoyed it. I didn't see it right away, at the date on the pay-per-view. I didn't see a whole lot of pay-per-views from 2012, but the ones I saw were good. What other ones should have made it on the DVD? Oh, I don't even. I thought maybe the Shield and Ryback, Daniel Bryan, and Kane at TLC, their 6-man tag TLC match could have made it on there, but they didn't. Those are just a few I can think of, or a Money in the Bank ladder match, not the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match, the 5 show Kane, Miz, Cena, and Jericho. That was but Dolph Ziggler's win, I thought that could have made it onto the thing, but it didn't. So, that's whatever. But I'm here to talk about the DVD itself. So we start with disc 1, and on disc 1, as you can see, this is those are all the matches. So disc 1 contains the first match on disc 1 is Royal Rumble January 29, 2012. It's CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. It was a good match. John Laurinaitis was supposed to be the special referee, but at the beginning of the match he said, I'm gonna officiate outside. I'm gonna let a referee come in and officiate. I will be on the outside texting. Thank you, Mr. John Laurinaitis. With his very, very messed up voice. You hear Dolph, Punk come out. It was a good match, though. It was, we had a lot of good grappling, a lot of, usual CM Punk kicks and stuff. But there were times, Dolph had that match at times, he hit super kick, he hit zigzag, and Punk, he held the title. He had been holding it since Survivor Series, so he was fresh in, I didn't think anything of him losing the title. But him and Ziggler put on a good show, and then of course John Laurinaitis, which is a big distraction, of course, texting, and at times the referee did get knocked down, and John Laurinaitis had to checked on the referee, and CM Punk hit the go to sleep, and he went for the pin, and he had Dolph, nothing. John Laurinaitis was busy checking on the ref. CM Punk was very frustrated because of that. Dolph almost had the win. Then finally, the referee came to, and Punk was like, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this. Hit another go to sleep, went for the pin. And then the funny thing is, John Laurinaitis slid into the ring as fast as he could, and he hit the 3 count along with the referee, thinking he was doing the right thing. He wasn't. He was not. And that was, of course, the start of CM Punk's reign towards the WWE Championship. Longest reign, 434 days, all the way till next year's Royal Rumble when he faced The Rock and lost, which I was pretty freaking pissed about. It was here, though, in Glendale, Arizona. Didn't get to go, but it was a good pay-per-view. I watched it. Cena won the Rumble. Good stuff. But 434 days, man. He was the longest champion, 25 years. Great champion. But it was a good match. If I had to rate that match from a scale of 1 to 10, I would, and of course these are going to get rated high because they were this isn't a DVD of all the pay-per-view matches. This is of the best ones. I would rate that match about a good 8.5 for the Royal Rumble match, the Royal Rumble WWE Championship match. See, Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk. It was an alright ending, but it was just the match itself. The outside fighting, and then in the inside, the go to sleeps, the zigzag that got hit. So 8.5 would be the rating I would give that match. Yeah, back itches. Sorry. All right. So next match on disc 1 would be. Hold on. Show you. Right there. Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Bryan defending. He had just cashed in his Money in the Bank at TLC on Big Show. So Big Show was a pretty pissed off dude. So of course Daniel Bryan versus the Big Show versus Cody Rhodes versus Wade Barrett versus the Great Khali versus Santino Marella for the World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of that match advanced to WrestleMania as the World Champion to defend against either Sheamus, who won the Rumble, or someone else. If Sheamus picked it. Alright, from the get-go, we had right in the beginning, It was a good match. You know what I mean? It was pretty good. I have bad memory. I forget who the two guys who started the chamber off. Oh, it was Big Show, Wade, Khali. I think it was Santino and Wade Barrett. No, Santino was. And the point is, you know, from the get-go, it was really good. You know, we had some great wrestling in the beginning. We had Big Show come in. Big Show was very pissed off. We had Khali. We had everybody get in. Khali was the first one eliminated. Took right when he got in. You know, he threw a little bit of chops, you know, blah, blah. But Big Show got that spear and hit him, and boom, he was out. 5 remained. Daniel Bryan, Big Show, Wade, Cody, and Santino. Then Big Show got eliminated after, you know, a big elbow drop from Wade, and Daniel Bryan would decide, oh, I'm gonna. No, it was Cody. Cody was the one who eliminated him. And Cody eliminated Big Show, and of course it was, you know, because around that time Cody was feuding with Big Show about his WrestleMania mistakes, and you know, so he got rid of the Big Show. Came down to the 4, you know, and my personal pick for that match would have been Wade Barrett, because I'm a big Wade Barrett fan. Same about the Money in the Bank this past Sunday. It was my pick, but didn't win. Blah. I'll talk about that later. But then Cody got eliminated. Well, Wade got eliminated first. He was out. Came down to the final 3: Daniel Bryan, Cody, and Santino. Cody Rhodes got eliminated. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. I'm pretty sure it was Cody, not Wade, who got. I know Cody got eliminated by Santino, but I don't remember if it was Cody, Santino, and Daniel Bryan, or Wade, Santino, and Daniel Bryan. Anyway, then it came down to the final 2. Santino, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan just went through hell. I mean, he got freaking pulled down into the Big Show's chamber. You know, was beaten down in there. Then it was just big. I mean, Big Show just was like, oh, I'm going in the chamber. And he went in, and yeah, you know, Daniel Bryan already had been through hell. He got his head smashed in the chamber by Wade Barrett. So that was pretty freaking crazy. So came down to Santino. Santino wasn't fresh, neither of them were. And then Santino was like, you know, people were like, this will be a big upset, you know. And I'm surprised Santino even got into the chamber. It was supposed to be Randy Orton, but Daniel Bryan got him to suffer a concussion, so he hit him with the world title, so Santino won a battle royal. And it was surprisingly, because Santino isn't that type of guy you normally see in these type of matches. But the year before, he was in the Royal Rumble, the 40-man Royal Rumble. And it came down to him and Alberto Del Rio, and everybody thought, oh, Santino's going to win when he hit the Cobra, but Del Rio ended up winning, you know. But I think that's kind of cool that at least Santino's getting these opportunities. You know, he was in a Money in the Bank later on that year, his first, so, you know, they're giving him at least a shot. You know, because, I mean, unless they change his character, he's not really going to be a world champion to me. You know, he's a great Intercon champion, U.S. tag, but no. So it came down to Santino and Daniel. Santino hits the Cobra, and everybody's like, oh my God, Santino's going to do it. 1, 2, kick out. Then Santino's getting ready. I think he tries to go for the Cobra again, and then Daniel Bryan hooks in the yes lock, what it was called, the yes lock at the time. He had it in. Santino tried to get up. He couldn't get up, and he tapped out. Daniel Bryan, at that time, I wasn't a big Daniel Bryan fan. I don't think I was a fan at all. NXT, he was horrible. I sided Michael Cole throughout, all the way. Well, I mean, when he won the Money in the Bank, he earned my respect a little bit. You know, when he won it the year before, then he was the world champion. So I was kind of if about him. I mean, I kept thinking, how the hell is this kid surviving? You know, Daniel Bryan won the World Heavyweight Championship at TLC when he cashed in. You know, he's been holding it. He won the chamber, so he's going to WrestleMania. And I'm just like, excuse me, what did you say? And you know how that goes. Oh man, I don't even. Let's see. For a rating, I mean, it wasn't the best chamber match because, frankly, the chamber matches these days aren't. It's the same with the Hell in a Cell. If there's no blood, there's no like extremely high, big hits that anybody takes. If I was to give that Elimination Chamber a rating, I would have to give it a 7. Wasn't the best. I thought the Raw Elimination Chamber was a little bit better with CM Punk defending his WWE Championship. So I would have to give the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship a 7, because it wasn't that great of a match. It was good, you know. I gave it a 7. You know, it wasn't the suckiest match of the night, But and I think it kind of gets shadowed because of the Raw Elimination Chamber, how it went, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber, and then John Cena and Kane. It kind of got shadowed because of that. So it was just another match on the card. And plus Daniel Bryan won. So people were happy. People were DB fan. Daniel Bryan fan. So I can see why. But I'd give it a 7. Then, after that match ends on the DVD, they go to the promo for the Undertaker and Triple H End of an Era match. Now, this match was like the other, like when it comes to matches, I watch them, they're good, and I can remember some stuff, but I can't remember everything. This match, I don't remember everything, but I remember a lot about this match because it's you just can't not think about it. When it comes to WrestleMania 28, people are always like, oh, it was once in a lifetime, John Cena and The Rock. They headlined WrestleMania, but it wasn't the most talked about. It was the end of an era, Hell in a Cell match. You have 2 veterans who have been doing this for years. They love what they do. They both share scars. They both share injuries because they've gone through hell over their careers. You have Triple H, the Game, the Cerebral Assassin. You know what I mean? Which just kind of thinking about the Game's nickname, I know it's off topic, but I recently learned that Owen Hart was supposed to be named the Game. That was supposed to be his nickname, but after he died, Triple H took it as, to pay tribute to him. So Owen Hart would have been the Game Owen Hart, but ended up being the Game Triple H. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, we have a guy who started off Hunter Hearst Helmsley, European champion, Intercontinental champion, King of the Ring. This guy was born for greatness. Yeah, people thought his gimmick was pretty gay. I thought it kind of let him stand out. Because when you think of gimmicks nowadays, you're either a big guy or you have maybe a little bit something. But there's no more crazy gimmicks anymore. The craziest gimmicks I can think of are tons of funk now. That's the craziest we have. Like there used to be the Ultimate Warrior. That was a cool gimmick. Papa Shango. Who else? Hunter Hearst Helmsley was one of the gimmicks. Undertaker was one of the gimmicks. Owen Hart's Blue Blazer was a good gimmick. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that as personally as a fan because I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. I don't think I was even born yet when some of this stuff happened. I didn't start watching wrestling until about the end of 2003, and I've been watching it since. But when I think about gimmicks, those are some of the gimmicks that come to mind. And, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley was a good gimmick for Triple H's start. And he won the WWE Championship from the Big Show. He beat Mankind for it. He was in a street fight with Cactus Jack, the McMahon-Helmsley era leading up to Evolution, when he was part of Evolution. His matches, but then he was, Triple H was if for a while. He was good, but he wasn't a world champion. After he lost that world title to Batista at WrestleMania 21, he really wasn't a world champion for a while. He, WrestleMania 20, 21, and 22, 3 straight losses. Not WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania 22, sorry. I was going to say, no, he was injured, but that's WrestleMania 23. It was Batista that was injured at WrestleMania 22. Sorry. Anyway, 3 straight WrestleMania losses. Triple H was like, where's this guy going to go now? He's done a lot. He finally won the WWE Championship. He continued his reign, 13-time world champion. He was unbeatable. He was unstoppable. Yeah, there were times when he did get beat. There was with DX. He was, from the get-go, Triple H was one of the greatest of all time. 13-time world champion, King of the Ring. He's a future Hall of Famer, Royal Rumble winner. Accolades speak for themselves. Then there's The Undertaker. The dead man from the, debuted at Survivor Series as the $1 Million Man's mystery partner. He was undefeated for a whole year and then became WWE champion. I don't remember who he lost to. I think I've watched the match. I don't know if it was Hogan or who, but he had great matches. He beat Hogan for the title. He beat Psycho Sid for the title. Batista, Edge at WrestleMania. 3 championship matches at WrestleMania, casket matches, last ride matches, Hell in a Cells. Out of anybody in the locker room, he's been through more hell than anyone. You think about guys who've been through hell. John Cena's one of them too, just to say. but Undertaker's went through hell. I know I'm going on about the history of these two, but that, I mean, you have to go through the history, which leads to why these guys went at it. But, you know, countless world titles, future Hall of Famer, won a Royal Rumble, you know, and then undefeated at WrestleMania. He was 19-0 at WrestleMania, leading up to this match. Sorry. But then you got Shawn Michaels, Hall of Famer. You know, I'm just gonna go to the match because if I go into Shawn Michaels, I'm gonna go deep because he is the greatest wrestler to ever live. So I'm just gonna go on to the match. Start off, Shawn Michaels heads to the ring, special referee. Triple H comes out with this cool little background, little skull thing he comes out of. Undertaker comes out. Undertaker unveils his hood. He's bald. Not bald, but he has a shaved head. UFC little strap going on. And I'm just like, whoa. You know what I mean? And right away, they went at it. But the thing about Undertaker in this match is it was a WrestleMania type of match. It was an Undertaker type of match. But to me, when I looked at Undertaker at WrestleMania 28, I didn't see the Phenom. I no longer saw the dead man. I just saw a man. Over the past few years, his ominous presence to me has not been great. There's nothing. I don't see him as the dead man anymore because of the fact how he is these days and all the injuries have caught up with him. But that's why in the match, you know, you could tell he has a little bit more of a gut. You can tell his muscles. I mean, he had muscle, but a lot of the muscle was gone, and he looked weak. WrestleMania 27 took a freaking toll on him from that brutal beatdown that Triple H gave him. He won the match, but I mean, he couldn't walk. I remember watching the match, and the referee was checking on him. They had some of the doctors come out. One of the doctor guys on the side come out, and at one moment, they even listened to see if he was breathing, and they even checked his pulse, and my heart skipped a beat. I was like, is he okay? Because Triple H kicked his ass. I mean, like I said, when they listened for his breath and they were checking for a heartbeat, my heart was beating fast. I was like, is he dead? I mean, he took a beating. He couldn't even walk. So this was redemption, but just looking at The Undertaker for this match, he was not 100%, nor would he be 100%. Right away they brutalized each other. Chair shots after chair shots, the steps. Triple H went flying. Undertaker flipped him off the steps when he tried to do a pedigree. Then he got the Hell's Gate, and Triple H picked him up and smashed him on. More chair shots. It was so many chair shots to the Undertaker, just like WrestleMania 27. And Shawn was just in awe. I mean, to believe that Shawn said you could tell Shawn was like, I want to end the streak. I want to be the guy to end it. Whether it's me personally ending it in the match or me the one making the decision to end it. But in this match, you could tell that's not what he wanted. And then Triple H got the sledgehammer. Almost, I remember Undertaker was down. Shawn was because Triple H had pushed him a few times. Undertaker was pushing him around. Triple H got that hammer and was going to smash it on the back of his head. And Shawn grabbed it. And I was like, what's going to happen if Shawn can't, Triple H is possibly expecting Shawn to let him do his thing and then maybe help him win. I don't know. And then Shawn kept telling Undertaker, please let me stop the match. And Undertaker at that moment said, no, do not stop it. Whatever, just don't. And I was like, my God, that is brutal. And then Shawn almost stopped the match, but Undertaker hit the Hell's Gate on Shawn Michaels. And then Triple H hit that pedigree, and it was just I was like, what? And then Charles Robinson ran, another Undertaker match. He had to run to the ring too. And then, Undertaker hit the, was it last ride chokeslam? I think it was a tombstone he hit. And Triple H kicks out. Charles Robinson, was like, sorry, he kicked down. Undertaker just chokeslammed him. Then Undertaker got him ready. He was like, I'm getting you ready for a tombstone. And then Triple H gets off, pushes him. Super kick from Shawn Michaels. I was like, oh my God. And then into a pedigree. I was like, that's it. It's over. Sorry. I was like, it's over because WrestleMania 25, 26, 27, and 28, I wanted the streak to end. So I was like, come on, this is over. It's done. Kicks out. 1, 2, kick out. I was like, what do they have to do to put this man down? I can remember screaming at my computer because I watched it on the computer, and I was like, just stay down! And then plus watching on the DVD, I still yell at the TV, like, why? Why didn't he stay down? And then the minute Undertaker got up, he looked directly at Shawn, and Triple H picked up that chair, and boom, he went at it on Triple H. Triple H crawled, I felt bad. Even though he beat the shit out of the Undertaker, but he just crawled and crawled and crawled to that hammer. Triple H had it. He looked at the Undertaker. He went to hit him. Undertaker caught it, pushed him, and then Triple H just was like, DX chop, and I was like, oh! And he went at him, and boom, sledgehammer. And I was like, that's it. Now Undertaker with the sign, tombstone, 1, 2, 3, 20-0. I just sat back in my chair. It sucked because I wanted the streak to win, but I was just like, I have never seen a match quite like this before. It was just special. The match ends, Undertaker and Shawn kind of are, arm in arm with each other, kind of, a little bit of hug. And then, Undertaker, and then the 20-0 sign comes up, all the fireworks, and I was just like, this is amazing. Music ends, and I'm like, what now? And Shawn's checking on Triple H, and they both pick him up. And, it was just the best moment ever. Especially, I always watch that match. That's the one match I love to watch on the DVD over and over again. That was just amazing. And then the three guys arm in arm walking to the stage in front of the 20-0 sign, looking at each other. They hug. They look around. They all are just staring around like, this is it. This is the end of an era. And it wasn't necessarily the end of Triple H, Shawn, and Shawn, yeah, he retired, but Triple H and Undertaker, but it meant the end of them. Possibly, the end of everybody who was part of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. They were the last two standing. Stone Cold's gone. Rock, the Warriors, the Ultimate Warrior, Hogan, all those guys are gone. They were the last two men. And Shawn, I remember back in 2007, 2008, Shawn, Rick, Triple H, Undertaker, and Mick Foley was still kind of around. They were the last five remaining. Mick left, Rick retired, Shawn retired, and they were the final two, and this was it. We would never see anybody from that era face off again, because we'll never see Triple H and Undertaker in the ring ever again. So it was just a great match. Sorry that one took so long. I just had to get really in depth with it, of why it came down to those two being the best. But if I had to say, my rating for that match, it was amazing. It is possibly the best match on the DVD. There's other ones too. All of them are good, but my top ones would be that one, the Hell in a Cell, Rock and Cena, United Champions with CM Punk and John Cena, and then Big Show and Sheamus. Those are the best four. But out of this rating, I would have to give it. I would give this match a 9.5. I'll give it 9.5. I'm not going to give it 10 because it still wasn't quite there, but a 9.5 is good because it was amazing. It was just amazing. That's the end of disc 1. Disc 2, let's take a look. Starts off with back at WrestleMania, Rock versus Cena. I'm not really going to get into too depth about this match because, it speaks for itself. It was a good match. I'm not saying it sucked, but when Rock and Cena are in the ring, the chemistry is all right, but it isn't that great. Rock and Cena. I'm just going to get into the match. Rock was backstage while Cena came out. They had MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, sing Invincible. And it's a great song. I love that song. One of my favorite songs. And then, he gave that little speech about the underdog, about Cena being the underdog. He's going to beat The Rock and all that. Cena came out, a little salute. He was ready, wearing his new green. Got in there, just, he was all out. Flo Rida came out and sang some songs. Rocky came out. They looked face to face, looked around, just like how Hogan and Rock did when they were face to face at WrestleMania 18. They just kind of were looking around, listening. That's what they did, and they went right at it. We had the usual, Cena and Rock brawling. Not so much submissions or anything. It was more grappling and more brawling. They were good. Cena's one of the best brawlers. Undertaker and Cena are the two best brawlers there are in WWE. So Rock and Cena just throwing hands, blah 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 blah. There we go. Like I said, I don't want to get too in depth with this match. But you had Cena do some attitude adjustments. You had The Rock do a rock bottom, nothing. And then the one point where Rock got injured and tore his, I think it was his hamstring or something he tore when Cena got on the top ropes and just landed right on his neck and his leg just bent and he was down. Hit an attitude adjustment. Cena couldn't do it. He had the Rock had the sharpshooter in. Cena made it to the ropes. Cena had the STF in. Rock made it to the ropes. I mean, it was like, this was a good match. It wasn't perfect, but it was a good match. Then it came down to Cena. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. The "you can't see me," but then, he looks at his hand like, no. This is not the night for this. This is Miami, Florida, Rock's hometown. I think I need to do a little Rocky. Takes off his little band, throws it. He has a smile on his face. He runs, gets caught, rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Rock wins. I was surprised. I watched WrestleMania. And I thought he was going to kick out because I don't know. When it comes to John Cena matches, your heart wants to say his opponent, especially if you're not a Cena fan, but your mind and the experience says it's going to be Cena. So and Cena had just lost at WrestleMania 27. So I was thinking in my mind, there's no way they're going to have Cena lose 2 WrestleManias in a row, and there's no way they're going to have him lose to The Rock. Cena's just too, in their mind, not mine at the time, Cena's just too good for that. Rock beat him. I was in shock. I was cheering. I jumped up. I was just, yes! I was so happy. Rock celebrated in Miami, the fireworks. It was just a beautiful moment to end WrestleMania. And then, of course, Cena, at that time, I was like, look at the little bitch walking off, all sad and everything. You know what I mean? And then, it ended really good. It ended WrestleMania. WrestleMania 28 was a good WrestleMania. Ended a good WrestleMania. The crowd was insane for that match. Not as loud as I thought they would have, just for The Rock, though, That was kind of the big thing, was The Rock, because it's his hometown. But other than that, they weren't really that loud for much. If I had to give a rating to this match, I would give it like an 8.8. I don't know, that's not 8.5. I don't know if it's like 8 4/4 or something, but I would give it an 8.8 rating. It was good. But let's be honest. The WrestleMania 29 match too. I'm not too big with Cena and Rock going in a match together, so I'll give it an 8.8. Still good. It was a good match. Don't get me wrong, it was a good match. Sorry. All right, so after that we go to Over the Limit, Layla versus Beth Phoenix. I'm not too high on the Divas, so I'm not really going to get into this match. Not really. It was a pretty good match. Layla and Beth really went at it. They had some good chain. Layla won the match, retained her Divas title. So yeah, I'm not going to get into it really. Maybe not even. I'm not even going to get it at all. I'm not a big Divas match fan. I watch them because, frankly, what are the Divas there for? They're athletic. They prove that a woman can do a man's job out there. But they're pretty faces. You know what I mean? And to me, that's all they'll ever be. It would have... back in the day when they had women like Trish, Lita, Mickie James, Maria, Michelle McCool, Melina, Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson, Sable, Holly Molly. Those were not just divas, they were women. Chyna. Oh, that was a female, I think. I don't know, but you know what I mean? From 2007 to 2000 and about 11 and 12ish, we've lost Mickey, Michelle McCool, Melina, Beth Phoenix, Kelly, Karma, Maria. I don't think Tori Wilson too left. What's her name? Victoria. We lost Victoria. Gail Kim. Taryn Terrell, which she's now known as in TNA. We've lost a lot of divas, so I'm not high on the divas division anymore. But anyway, back to the match. I would give that match about maybe a 7.2. I'll give it a 7.2. It was pretty good. It was a little bit better than the Elimination Chamber, so 7.2 would be my rating. All right, next match is Christian versus Cody Rhodes Intercontinental Championship match. It was a good match, but also with the Divas match, it kind of wasn't. It wasn't to my standards. I really don't remember it that much either, even though I watched this DVD a bunch of like twice a month or so. It's a really good DVD thing, but you know, I don't really want to go into too depth. You know, Christian and Cody really threw it down in that match. I'll give them that. So I'm not gonna get into it. For a rating though, Christian won because he had won the Intercontinental title from Cody. So Christian won and retained it. I would give this match about a 7.5, 7.5. It was good, but it wasn't that great. It was if. Alright, so we go on to next, Complicated Situations, which is the promo for Money in the Bank's CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Good match. You know, I mean, anytime CM Punk and Daniel Bryan get in the ring together, it is magic. It's pretty good magic. I mean, they went at it at No Way Out. Or was it over? No, over the limit. Over the limit. My bad. Over the limit. I think it was Daniel Bryan and Punk went at it 1-on-1 because at No Way Out it was a triple threat with Kane. Anyway, they had a good match. It was no disqualification. They had AJ Lee, who was in love with both of them at the time, as the special referee. I love AJ. Just sorry. There a lot of good wrestling, a lot of chain wrestling. I'm trying to kind of just. I know it's like 37 minutes. I talked a lot for the Hell in a Cell match, so I'm just kind of speeding things up. We had a few chair shots. We had a lot of high flyer, a lot of missile drop kicks, some go to sleep. You know, I think the no lock got put in. I think it was still called the yes lock at the time. AJ, I think, got knocked down, so they took her out. Yeah, they took AJ out. We got another referee out. Then AJ came back, you know, to finish off the job. You know, we got a table in there. CM Punk threw a few more shots. CM Punk had Daniel Bryan, and boom, right through the table. Both men through the table. CM Punk crawls over AJ Lee. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk retains the title. It was a good match. It was a very good match, you know. Like I said, I don't really remember a whole lot. I suck at remembrance, but it was a really good match. AJ Lee, because I thought AJ was gonna I thought at the time maybe all this breaking up with Daniel Bryan and everything was just a scam at the time. Maybe they secretly got back together and they're gonna screw Punk out of the title. That's what I was thinking at the time, but no. Punk retained it, you know, continuing his long reign. It was like 200 and some days at the time, I think he had held it. So it was like 200 and some days. You're like 260 something, I don't remember. It was a good match though, very good match. My rating for the Money in the Bank WWE Championship match would be, I would have to give that a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. Actually, no, I'll give it a 9.2 because it was a very good match. I'll give it a 9.2. That was good. It was a really good match. 9.2 works. All right, on to disc 3 now. We have SummerSlam, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. You know, and sorry, I keep thinking someone's here. You know, we had Triple H, you know, COO. After WrestleMania, he was just, you know, he was there. He wasn't really much then. Brock Lesnar came back, fought with Cena. Like I said, it should have been on the DVD Extreme Rules match. That was a good match. It was really good. I mean, but you know how Cena matches are when he faces bigger guys. He gets his ass whooped pretty good, and then Super Cena comes out of nowhere and in the end wins. He won. I was going for Brock at the time, but then, you know, Brock Lesnar was he was here, you know, he wasn't really doing much, but then he had John Laurinaitis, you know, was like, you know, he brought him back, he was going to give it, you know, Brock Lesnar wanted a lot from John Laurinaitis, you know, he wanted Vince McMahon's private jet. I mean, that's kind of drawing the line. He wanted to be Monday Night Raw Super Show featuring or starring Brock Lesnar. Triple H said, nah, that ain't gonna happen, bro. He went out there, confronted him. Brock Lesnar attacks. Triple H tried to fight back. He locked in that Kimura lock, which did a damage to Cena, and he broke Triple H's arm. Triple H is out. Brock Lesnar's nowhere to be found. 1000th episode of Raw, Triple H says, I want to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Paul Heyman says, fine, after a little Stephanie McMahon, the daddy's the little girl, how she gets all her ways and everything. Brock Lesnar and Triple H threw some hands. SummerSlam comes, first time. It wasn't the first time ever they stepped in the ring, though. We had Triple H versus Brock Lesnar versus, I don't remember if it was Kurt Angle or what, a few years back for the title. So SummerSlam was not the first time they ever got in the ring together. Triple H and Brock had been in a triple threat match for the WWE title before, but that was years ago. But this is the first time they ever went toe to toe. And I was thinking about this match like it's the first time ever, and I was thinking the last time there was the first time ever match at SummerSlam, it was Batista and John Cena got injured at the end of the match. So I thought, let's see if anyone gets injured in this. Brock Lesnar right away, he took off those gloves and he just took them off and he went at it. Him and Triple H all brawl. It's a good match, but the thing was, I remember people telling me like, oh, if I wanted to watch I heard people talking about like, if I wanted to watch a UFC fight, I'd watch UFC, because I like the fact that Brock Lesnar came back as still wrestler, but he kind of, because of his MMA background, he throws a little bit of MMA in there. But frankly, come on, this is wrestling. This isn't MMA. I don't want to see no UFC shit. The Kimura lock, yes, maybe, but he did a lot of UFC stuff, a lot of punches more than grappling like he used to do. A little outside, he threw Triple H on that table, and right away, though, he went after that arm. He put in the Kimura lock a few times, but Triple H was able to get out. Triple H hit a pedigree. I thought that was it. No, Brock Lesnar hit an F5. I was like, oh my god, these guys are monsters. Who's going to stop these guys? And then the Kimura lock got locked in again for the final time, and I was like, oh my god, is he going to tap? Triple H was forced to tap because he broke his arm again. He tapped, he went, ugh, and that was it. Tap. Triple H was done, and I was like, damn. I wanted Brock to win, because I was like, Triple H needs to realize that his ego isn't big enough to stop a man like Brock. But at the end of the match, I felt bad for Triple H because, he didn't want any help. He got up, he walked out with that hurt arm, and he was just, it looked bad. It was a good match, though. I really liked but if I had to give a rating to this match, I would give it about an 8.7. It was a good match, but like I said, it just didn't hit the credential. And yeah, so far Hell in a Cell has the best rating, 9.5. But don't fear, there's still matches to go. Orton versus Ziggler, Night of Champions. I don't really remember this match that much on the. I did watch Night of Champions, but it was good. But at this time, Orton wasn't really big, so he wasn't doing anything big in the match. Same with Ziggler, it was good. We saw some super kicks. We saw a crazy RKO, like the old, like how Bully Ray does his finisher these days. The old Dudley Bomb or 3D. I forgot what it's called. The point is, he kind of did that, but single move, RKO. There's a lot of technician wrestling in there. A lot of Dolph Ziggler flying around, little Randy Orton doing doing his thing and whatever he really does these days. He's not a brawler, but he's not a high flyer either. But he does a little bit of both, just some drop kicks, Randy won. If I had to give this the match a rating, would be about maybe an 8. I'll give it an 8. It was good, but I'll give it an 8. So far, 7 was the lowest I've given a match. And that was the Elimination Chamber. It wasn't the best match on the card. But anyway, later on in Night of Champions, Punk versus Cena for the WWE Championship. And this was already heated feud because of John Cena had at this point had never beaten CM Punk when it mattered the most. He beat him at Money in the Bank. He beat him at SummerSlam. They went all the way here to Night of Champions. They fought at the 1000th episode of Raw. Punk won. This came to Night of Champions. Cena had never beaten CM Punk when it mattered the most. He can beat him on any given day, but when it mattered the most. And it was about respect. This is when CM Punk was all about the respect. It was a good match, though. There was a lot of good throwing around. A lot of, I'm not a big fan. At this point, I have started to become a Cena fan again, but I'm not a big fan of his. But when he's in the match, he can really do some good chemistry with guys like Punk and Orton and how Edge and him did. So him and Punk have good chemistry. They really did kind of throw it down. There were times, go to sleep. There was times where it's like, CM Punk could tell. You could tell CM Punk was like, how am I supposed to stop this guy? I can't freaking stop him. So, it's already 45 minutes. This is a long video. So, anyway, Punk won. It was a very controversial decision because John Cena put him on the top rope and did a back German suplex and had the pin. And I thought Cena won. I was like, man, Cena winning his 13th world title. And then the referee said, no, both shoulders down, Punk wins. I'm going to give that match 9 because I'm trying to hurry up here. Hell in a Cell, Sheamus versus Big Show. Best match at Hell in a Cell. CM Punk and Ryback sucked ass. If I were to give that a rating, I would have given it like a 3. But Punk and Sheamus. Show and Sheamus were really good. Sheamus is a brawler. Big Show's a giant. Enough said. They threw hands. They brawled. Big Show's usual punching. Sheamus threw a few punches. I don't even think he hit an Irish curse backbreaker because Big Show was so huge. But we'll go around the end of the match. How the match was good. Don't get me wrong. It was a good match. But the way it ended was what got me so high about the match. Was you see Big Show pumped up, ready for a knockout. Boom! I thought, it's over. No one's ever gotten out of a knockout. It's over. 1, 2, kick out. Sheamus kicks out, and Big Show was just like, what? I was already hyped up because this match was awesome. And then that just really gave me high. My heart started pounding. I was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Big Show had it cocked. Goes to throw it, ducks out of the way. Sheamus hits the Broad Kick. I'm like, it's over. This is for real this time. There's no way. No one has kicked out of the Broad Kick since Sheamus has been champion. 1, 2, Show kicks out. I was like, you know those type of matches where it's like, when a match is going to end when they hit their finisher, and then there's the match where they keep kicking out, and you're like, how's the match going to end? You're in suspense how it's going to end. So Sheamus gets back up, he was getting ready, he was like, no! And he goes to hit a brogue, knockout punch. I was like, oh my god, that's it, that has to be it. 1, 2, 3, Show wins the World Heavyweight title for a second time, and I was like, my heart was racing. I was exhausted because I was moving around, going crazy. Show became, and you can tell Show kind of broke character at the end, because he won the title. He tried not to, but I would have broken character because it was awesome. So it was a good match. It was very, very good. So if I'm gonna give this match a rating, believe it or not, out of all the matches on here, besides the Hell in a Cell, I'm gonna give Show versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship 9.5, 9.5. It ties with the Hell in a Cell. Both of those were the best match. All these matches are good. Don't get me wrong. They're all good. They have their special things, but those were the 2 best ones on this DVD. I know. I'm sorry this took a long time. I get really into depth when I talk about wrestling. So if you actually watch the whole video, it'd be that'd be nice. But I know a lot of people are gonna get bored of hearing me talk. But just view it, even if it's for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. At least I get a view on it. So that's it. Best PPV Matches 2012. Sorry it took so long, like I said. But check out my channel. This is like my 5th video. I'm going to try to post some more videos. I'm going to actually make a video probably either right now after this about Money in the Bank or not. I don't know. We'll see. But my Facebook and Twitter are on there. Follow me on Instagram too. It's on there. If you want to ask me questions, because I'm not just doing videos about reviewing WWE stuff. I'm going to do other stuff too. So if you guys have any ideas or you want to ask me questions about WWE or any of my personal favorite matches from before, who my favorite wrestlers are, or my favorite finishers, just ask. Go on my Twitter and just tweet me about it. Just tweet me about it, or go on my Facebook and message me. Or just below put some comments. Just ask me WWE questions. I will try to answer them in videos. You know what I mean? And I'll follow you guys on Twitter too, if you follow me. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you watch till the end. But like I said, I'm gonna put my Facebook and everything in the description below. So thanks and see you later.